one of the great things about like Wendi and I, we're very creative. And so we're not married to an idea. And so if we're interested in something and we can figure out how to integrate that into our business, or our community's interested in something, we're like, let's go for it.
Hello and welcome to Pathways Unleashed, a special edition of Pathways with Amber Stitt. The Pathways Unleashed podcasts were recorded with special guests and the authors of The Unleashed Entrepreneur and The Biohacking Entrepreneur, who were celebrating the book launches at the Unleash Your Superpower conference in Delray Beach, Florida in April 2025. Let's join the conversation. We got both of you. I just looked up. You're here. Yay. So ladies,
watched some of it on live stream.
You did?
Morning, you and Kate.
Good. Oh, that was fun.
I saw you and Susie and Stephen Goldhart.
Good. Okay, so I prepped and was really reading up on people's chapters. You two ladies, I kind of want to take the middle of this day and just celebrate what's happening. It's really happening. Is it really happening for you? You've been busy.
I keep thinking to myself, it's surreal. Between having so many things happen at the same time, the Barnes & Noble book signing.
Okay, so that's tomorrow. That's tomorrow, everybody.
That's Friday night. And we've not attached the Barnes & Noble book signing before to the conference. And the conference, which has been one day, is now 2 days.
Yeah. So I wanted to celebrate because, let's pause for a moment. My goal for this, it was like a vision about a year ago. And I think I brought it up about 6 months ago to you, that these stories are important. Obviously, having the production, the best-selling status, this is so amazing, but I don't know that people share enough about the gratitude of the community that you guys have built. So I wanted to pause there and do two parts in our shorter segment of time today to say, let's celebrate first. This is an amazing week, and it's pretty wild because I was only here last year, and I know this has been going on for a bit, but the collaboration I want to talk about with you two and the ability to be entrepreneurs, best-selling authors, but then to come together, I think people need to know, there's this beauty behind what you put together in the community, but it's there's this evolution and it keeps going. So I want to talk about the power of that and just about you two and the partnership aspect. So why is that so important to find a good partner and to have these projects together?
Well, we started out as doing this as a project. We met during COVID. We met on Clubhouse, just like how we met you. And so it started as a project. And then, often these kind of projects, you have them, everybody disperses, and then you just move on with your life. Then we decided to do another one. But then what we found out was the community of authors were coming together and they were building real relationships. And then we had repeat people. Kathy's been in 3. And they kept chatting with each other, in the WhatsApp groups, even when the program was done, right? They're still coming together. And we're like, this is really interesting, right? This isn't like you signed up for something and now it's done. And so Wendi and I just kept working together, and I was tied into another business at the time. But as that business was not a good fit for me anymore, and I literally called her an hour later and said, remember how we've talked about wanting to do more together? I'm free. And we were both really excited because we have a personal relationship and connection. It started as a professional relationship. And it's the same way it started with our community. It started as a professional. For me, she's known a lot of the people, that have been part of the book. She's had years and years of relationships with them. But it started professionally. And now we're all friends and support each other's businesses and each other's things. So it's really been magical.
And there was a period of time that Patricia, we had our first book together. And then Impact, we have these bestsellers here, and then the new books. We get involved in the book, we're doing our Zoom calls, and then I had to kind of tune out because it's business. And then I told myself after a phase of just a project that I had for my work, October, I have to start joining the calls. And it was I was letting it go by, and then I actively participated. And once I'm sitting in the Unleashed community, which I think Mindset of Millions, there's a collab, we do a few things that you guys have started. Once you put the work in just to be present with the community from anywhere, there's really no excuses. So you can do this from anywhere. It just started changing me. And then I developed this back to why I wanted to do this today. We were able to put it into motion, but I don't think I could have actively seen the fruit of it if I wasn't in the community. And then you guys allowing me with Jason too to be here. It's been really cool. But how do you do these things without being present and being a part of each other's lives?
Well, when I left corporate, I knew that I needed a community. So right out of the gate, I found a community first. and then online, building a community.
Yeah.
And then when I had gotten the idea around the collaboration book and then went looking for somebody, I found Patricia. I actually had the vision of it for many years.
You were manifesting.
Thought about it and I reverse engineered it, like actually wrote it down in reverse. And what I don't know that Patricia really knows is that I actually was manifesting. I saw she had a business partner and that she was doing a lot with her. And I thought to myself, I really would like this to be a full-time thing. So
you didn't drop the bomb on her just yet.
But you don't have to actually say it.
Yeah.
Like many times, like for me, I often don't say something, like we hold space for it. Like you have the vision first. So having the community and bringing together like the first book with 22 authors, which was called Speak, Lead to Impact. It was pretty much everybody that I kind of knew in the community here in South Florida. There were a few outside people that came in, and then it worked so well that we were like, okay, the second book, which was Becoming You. And then that worked so well.
I was reading that on a vacation and I was like, oh my gosh, that's how I really got to know you.
Yeah. You were reading Becoming You?
And that's where I really started to get to know you because I had already known Patricia. But you can see where even that was a catalyst.
So you read that chapter. And actually, what I did was I actually started a podcast around it.
Yep.
And the vision was to have a podcast and have all the authors come on and share their stories because the stories are so profound. Some people read, some people like to listen to a podcast or on social media. It's so great. We have Suzaida, who's here from Becoming You, all the books. Now we have 5 books worth of authors that are here for this conference, and it feels surreal.
And that's really where I wanted to celebrate that and give you guys a moment because you've been so busy and not to be cheesy about it. Like this is a big deal and it's affecting so many people's lives. And my guests, we've been communicating on the side. I'm getting to know them a little bit more so I can help share their story. And it's just this amazing thing that's happening and it's not stopping here.
Well, you're so good. Like the way you pulled this together, it takes a lot of work. Like I just did the one book of the podcast and it took a lot of work to do it. Like
read a lot of books.
Things. And literally you have to be able to interview. You have to know their story and ask the questions around it and allow people an opportunity to shine about what they're most passionate about. So thank you for celebrating you for doing this too.
This episode of Pathways has been brought to you by Owl. Owl gives you access to new networks and valuable contacts otherwise unreachable without a referral. Get in touch instantly in real time on a private one-on-one audio call. Search through vetted professionals to connect with the people you are looking for. Download the Owl app today and expand your reach. The foundation, and we'll recap this a lot in the post-production phase where we really unpack and introduce the authors and give the show notes so people can find everybody. But what I'm seeing is there's this foundational element of like getting really to know yourself. And I do that on Pathways. We talk about focusing on talents. My number one is input. I'm gathering all this data. I've talked with you about that, Patricia, where this is fun for me because I like to grab a bunch and be acquisitive and interview, and that's my thing. Maybe more so than public speaking. So the communication style that you guys have been allowing people to do is in their own way. Now, it doesn't mean we shouldn't keep training for the big talk, but some people are better podcasting, some are better as a guest or host, and some are better, like she will work the room, Patricia, right? Wendi will work the room and she will find you and then you guys are all friends and then here we are building a community. Patricia and I might be more ambivert, more like behind the scenes operational, but there's beauty in all of it. And so I love that with how you've built these conferences, people can be present and really show their own talents that way. Kind of switching off that to the biohacking book. You're both in both of the new books. I didn't prep you for this, but did this have to happen because of what you both have gone through in life? Like, was this the evolution of like, we have to bring people to more information about wellness and advocacy because you guys have lived through your own phases of learning about your bodies?
Well, I think, one of the great things about like Wendi and I, we're very creative. And so we're not married to an idea. And so if we're interested in something and we can figure out how to integrate that into our business or our community's interested in something, we're like, let's go for it. And So we both personally like biohacking. She's done a lot more of it than I have. And so it was an idea and we were like, I don't know if we're going to fill this book or not. I was definitely more skeptical than she was. But, we were like, well, if we could do something, integrate our interests and what we're doing. Now, for me personally, like if you read my chapter, I've been on a health thing since my son was born, 17 years. So it's been up and down. And so for me, it was refreshing actually when I got people's chapters back to see how many people that I wasn't alone. There were so many people who got into health and wellness out of a need, because now we're seeing a lot of people as an interest, like longevity or to look younger or whatever. But so it was really interesting to see these people that I look up to or I'm so inspired by that are entrepreneurs and business people, and then see that they've been struggling behind the scenes just like I have, like they've been going through their own thing. And so I thought that was really cool that, we have experts who are actually doing the work. I mean, that's what they sell for a living is in the health and wellness. But then we also brought people to the table that have crafted their own health and wellness plan. It's a really interesting book, and it's really brought a lot of attention to what is accessible. And actually, we've had to put these books up on Amazon to be able to get the copies for the conference. But we haven't promoted it. There's organic sales happening already without us telling anyone, just people finding it on Amazon.
So important. So then you put all these people together. I'm taking more of the conference style and the modalities. But even your foundational elements of your book come back to a place of wellness. You've always had that, I think, as part of your journey, but you've had your own, medical things you've gone through, like the aha moments of maybe finding something and let's take care of it kind of a deal. But you've always even share on Instagram, like how strong and fit, but it's a mindset too. So can you talk about?
Yeah, well, I've always been interested in fitness. I taught fitness, I taught aerobics. So I got on board with fitness very early. I've taught yoga, I've taught swim aerobics, all this kind of thing. So I gravitated towards it. But I think really what happened for me was working in the pharmaceutical industry and then calling on the clinics and walking in, and all I would see, and all I remember too, is the despair that I would see on people's faces. And the whole idea around health is the most important thing, health before wealth and all the things. Like we usually don't get that memo until we are in a health crisis.
So you're saying you're seeing these people, they're not feeling good. And it's just like you're coming in and working with these practices that are supposed to be helping these people.
Well, and a lot of them were. Like I really respect the industry and I respect the doctors that I worked with because there's a blend of Eastern and Western medicine that's most important. I worked in our HIV division. So we developed the second and third drug that became the cocktail that saved lives. So I was actually brought in for education, for the public health department, help agencies start nonprofits. Of course, I was in sales and other things too, but I have a respect for it. But that being said, that it's what I call the biostacking. It's like layering. You can't just do aerobics. You have to eat healthy. You can't work out and then eat donuts, which I used to do. Like think I could eat 4 donuts and then go for a run. Right. Like, so
some of the stuff was fat free. I remember being like high school and they're like Atkins diet, but you can eat fat free stuff. And so they'd market stuff. And it was like, no, it's just
now they say gluten free. Now they have all the pastry in there. They're all like gluten free. But the bottom line is you really have to think about that food is our medicine. And to think about the whole 30,000 foot view. So I am loving that biohacking is starting to become a thing. And the speakers that we have at the conference are the top in their field. They are really cutting edge. We have providers and researchers that are coming in from Prague and different parts of the country.
Florida.
Not just Florida, throughout the country, throughout the world. So it's truly an honor to be on the cusp and the cutting end of the research, the beginning of it.
You're listening to Pathways with Amber Stitt. For more episodes like this, plus so much more, check out the podcast page at amberstitt.com. Let's take action together. Now let's get back to our episode. We don't have a lot of time today, but let's talk about the community. You guys have put together Mindset of Millions. Is that correct? That was a collab with you guys. And so let's talk about how people can benefit from being a part of it. I know I have, but I want you to speak the truth of like what's to come, what to expect?
It's a good question. So Wendi and I look at this last year as been one great experiment. Okay. So we officially came together like 12 months ago. So our company is called Mindset to Millions. Okay. And so we've had a lot of different programs and things that we've done with our community to sort of test where they want support and help. And so right after this event, actually, we're going to an offsite to sort of map out the next 12 months and what that looks like. Yeah. And what we're doing is we're taking input from
beta test.
I mean, everyone's going to be here, right? Yeah. And also we have a whole lineup of people that have just started with us that are just joining the community, but haven't met the community and new people coming on board. So we feel blessed that we're in a position where we can continue to pivot of where things are needed. And so it's kind of coming soon, I guess, to say.
Well, there is something, though, that for sure we're still doing, and that's the collaboration books. So we have 2 new collaboration books.
Well, I didn't want to go too early on that.
And we're just launching these and all the above and celebrating.
But I want people to know.
But we are, because we have people that want to come in. And you came into the biohacking book last year.
The impact.
During Impact.
Oh, yes.
Impact Entrepreneur. With that launch, you came into the next book 1 year later, and so did Rocco, and so did others.
Just like Kathy Benner, it's a phase, and the entrepreneurship has these transitions, these evolutions, and that's what you guys are doing too. You're pulling in together the need. I've been saying today, there's no rules. This is an evolution of things, which is really fun. But that's where like the community, the communication, the way you two are working together is amazing. But back to books. This has been like the core fruit, even for you, Patricia. Like, why is that so important? I mean, we're talking about authorship today. Why is that so important? And maybe it's on pages, maybe it's on stage.
Well, for me, it's been my career, really, for the last whatever years, decade or so. And, it started out with me being an author and publishing a book with Simon & Schuster, and that attracting people asking me questions. But where I ended up landing about 9 years ago was that I really wanted to work with people who have earned expertise. I don't do memoirs. I don't work with a lot of younger people. I really want those people who are like the best kept secret in their industry, and they just don't really know how to get their genius out there, because there's so much great information, great stories, things we can learn that is lost because people, they're not on social media, right? There's all the lurker, 99% of the people on LinkedIn are lurking. They're not getting that word out there. They're retiring. They're taking all that wisdom with them. And me, I'm a curious person. Like, I'll never run out of things that I'm interested in. Yeah. And so working with different people with expertise is interesting to me, to learn about what they're doing. And so I think it's more important than ever. I get asked questions about AI all the time, and people are like, are books just going to go away because of AI? And I said, it is more important than ever that we get these stories and things written, because right now is the perfect opportunity for a new entrepreneur or new thought leader, because a lot of the big gurus that we've all been following for all these years, either they're big authors, big speakers, big whatever, and I'm not going to name names, but what they've done is they've fed everything they've ever done into AI. And it's a repeat, same messages over and over again. They've kind of almost got lazy about it. It's a great opportunity for somebody, I've been calling it quiet authority on LinkedIn, is to start sharing your new ideas that nobody's heard before, because you can sneak into that. People are looking for something that's fresh and they're filtering AI out. Yes. And so to me, it's a better opportunity because of AI.
And I think books are going to have to be in our hands as a part of just keeping our brains fresh too. But some of us just love the hard copy book. So I think books will never go away. I don't think hard copy would ever go away, but some people do. But it could get lost, definitely, with even things floating into AI and Google. Like, we want to Amazon has formed a lawsuit against a major company that was creating AI books. They were allowing people to create AI books. They flooded Amazon with tens of thousands of books. So because of that lawsuit, Amazon now has developed technology, and they're going to keep evolving it, where they scan your book. Yeah. And if your book has too much AI in it, and you'll get corporations are starting to do that too, just to see if you're actually being authentic. So the quiet authority, really telling your story, but not losing the history behind it.
Right.
It's so important. Anything you want to share?
Well, that everybody has a story, everybody has a message, and everybody has an expertise. And writing a book is the way to share that lives well beyond your lifetime for future generations or make a greater impact in the world. I believe in the three. I believe in writing a book. I believe in then speaking on stages. You go as many times as you can from one to one to one to many.
Okay.
And then hosting conferences and events. You will see everybody who's made it really big does events. They host events. They speak on stages, on other people's stages and their own, and they've written a book. That is the trifecta.
Is that the hack to earn confidence in yourself by telling your story? No one can steal your story. So if you tell
it's unique to you, and AI can't do that. And that's how you get out there, because when you're in person, you have the book because that becomes your door opener. And then you'll get more invitations to speak on stages, and you'll be able to host and create an event around it. So that's the way, because it's very busy out there. Gary Vee has a book. If you look at anybody and everybody, but they also produce events and they also speak on stages. So they do all three.
So it's the gateway. It's always a safe place to be, is in the book world.
In the book. It's like a vortex.
Yeah. And then all the energies that all of our co-authors are bringing in the modalities is just, we'll see what happens even after this week. It's going to be amazing.
We have a big surprise like Saturday afternoon, and it's all about the wow factor, right? Because
you've been busy.
People coming together. It's also going to be a lot of networking.
Yeah.
Like people collaborating.
That's where my head was going, but I didn't know about your secret.
Oh, well, it's all about like meeting, connecting, relationships. All of this has happened because of relationships, and Jason and Al and Cindy and TEDx. It all is a layering. And if you trace the seed, where did it originate?
Yeah.
Where's the seed? Be really surprised. And important.
Well, thank you for coming and joining me, doing a duo. But
thank you for having us.
It's important to have you both here. So
thank you for all this.
Yes. Well, and I was going to say, like, how can people find you? But it's on Google, through LinkedIn. It'll be in the show notes. Thanks so much. I'm excited. We have so much fun to have. Yep. And thanks for being here. And more to come.
Thank you. Yep. A lot more to come.
Thanks, ladies.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for joining us for this special edition of Pathways Unleashed, recorded at OWL headquarters here in Delray Beach, Florida. Join us for more powerful conversations with real people who dare to design life on their own terms. Until next time, keep taking action on your unique path.